15 years ago, and I started with it because I'd been doing independent television before, producing small artsy things like the Brazilian Carnival and things like that, and so it was a natural for me. And over the years, things like editing and other effects have become accessible to the public, whereas they used to be only available to the big shots down in Southern California and in the capitals of well, Juice and Java is a wonderful coffee house, restaurant, and I think they even serve beer and wine now. Back in the day when I was working here, and I worked in the capacity of an open mic. I do a lot of MC work, and I was emceeing an open mic here called the Good Time Traveling Medicine Show. From here, it was great variety, and our demographics were great. We would get everything from 4-year-olds to 84-year-olds up on the stage, sharing their talent. And we saw a lot of this was a while back. We saw a lot of young people. They'd come like middle school kids that were just getting competent on their instruments or their presentation, and we would give them a stage to perform on, and it was great. A lot of them have gone on to become professional musicians, very well respected in the community, and I tell you, they're all very respectful of me when I see them again, and it just touches me deeply, and that's the truth. I will be doing it this year. It's the last weekend in August. It's always the last weekend in August. It's always absolutely free. We have 3 full stages throughout the city. We have the main stage, which I am the MC on. I always raise my hand when I'm emceeing like that. Hey, hello. But main stage, which I'm the MC on, and then we have 2 other smaller stages throughout the town, and then they have other sort of pop-up locations with musicians playing. Plus, they have over 100 vendors of arts and crafts, and we usually get a crowd there around the main stage for the headliners of 4,000 to 5,000 people. So it's a good crowd. I started out with a show called All Things Creative because that's kind of my philosophy of life, all things creative. And that's where I find my happiness. Sometimes the things don't look so creative on the surface, but there's a creative part of it. I've been very fortunate because I've been an artist all my life, and that art has taken many different directions. When I was in Mexico in 1966 and 67, I learned a bit about sandal making, and when I came back, I further went on to learn other things in the leather world, primarily leather clothing. And at one point I worked for North Beach Leather in San Francisco. This was back in the early 70s. They had 5 stores throughout the nation. They had one in New York, one in Aspen, one in Taos, and one in San Francisco, one in Oakland. They made hand-laced clothing for the big stars and for anybody who could afford it.